Okay, chain breaker set and how to break the rivet on a chain. So let's look at assembly first. So for my size chain, which is 520 on my 600 Bandit, with the chain linker, don't need the smaller pin guide. Undo the back, use the larger derivator spring, that slides in. Start winding that in there, just till the pin shows on. Sorry, so the pin just showing there. Handle on. This is the lever, but you can also use a ring spanner on there. Nothing needed on the end. Now these are going to hook onto the chain. Just adjust it. So all I'm going to do is find the link, hook it on the back, so this cup on here hooks on the back end of the rivet, wind the first nut in, which then a hook on the front, and wind that out a little bit just to make sure. Now I could tighten that up a little bit. Alright, so just tighten that up a little bit there. Doesn't need to be tight, so just an adjustable will be fine. Just so you can feel it go snug onto the chain. And then we're going to wind the pin in. Oh, that gets very tight, that handle. Not good. Imperial sizes. Alright, so this end one is 9/16. Once you start getting, you'll hear it do a little crack noise as it pops through, and then the pin will push out the other side. As it's almost through, it'll go a lot looser. That should be almost out. There we go. One chain, fully off. It's a similar process to riveting, but just slightly reversed because we're pushing the pin in, but I'll go through that on the next video. Okay, so first part of chain linking is to take your master link, make sure you greased it all up, so plenty of grease with that, and then slide it in the two links. next part, again, loads of grease on that. Pop that on there. And then we need to get the linking tool. So back with our tool. Now we need our 2 press plates. So the first press plate is the one with the holes in it. That goes in on the top there. And the other one is the groove one. Groove one sits on the back. Feel it seat. And then the front one comes over the front links. Not really getting a lot of focus in there, but you just want to see it lines up so that the 2 links can push through. Now what I'm going to do is just, again, double checking it's lined up. Just draw that plate through. Just check that now. Make sure my links have come through. They still need to come through just a bit more. I'll just do that. Okay, so we can see now the links have come poking out. Can't really get focus up close. With the links now poking out, I can now rivet them. As sure, I was having a little bit of trouble. Here's a trick for you. I just found is using the link next to it, because there's 2 holes there. Using the link next to it, you can then line that up, and that'll mean it'll stay then perfectly in line. And for the next one, do one side and then do the other. You want it pushed through a bit first before you do that, because you don't want to give it too much bend or anything, but that works well. And the next process then uses what's called the anvil on one side, and then the largest pin, which is called the riveting pin. Spring on and push in. And as I said, similar process. To when you broke it, let it line itself up. And just tighten that in. Check in as you go. I just don't want to rivet it too much. So that's that then. So you can see once they're through, you'll see it happen as you're doing it. You flare the rivet so then that won't come undone. You don't want to do it too tight, but you can check afterwards, make sure there's movement in the chain, and does it move as easily as the rest of it. In my case, yep, it does. I've done it perfectly. Might not have explained very well when I was got the riveter tool. So anvil goes in the top there, and then the rivet pin just protrudes slightly, lines up at the back with a slight hole, and then that's it in the actual dimple of the rivet. And then once that, you press that on with that one, and then you just then wind that one in. And I find it much easier with the ratchet. Wind that one in to flare the rivet, and job's a good one. Wipe down your excess grease on it, lube it up with some chain lube, and make sure your chain's nice and tight then. So too loose at the moment, so I'll get onto the chain tension and tighten that up, seal in everything else.